We've seen how rebellious some royals can be. Prince Harry was notorious for his unroyal behavior throughout the years. But would you bet your money on the Queen also breaking some royal rules? We didn't think so. However, the Queen has been showing off her rebellious side recently. She made a comment about Brexit, knowing full well that royals are supposed to be neutral in politics. The Queen might be throwing even more traditions out of the window, especially after breaking these for Meghan Markle. Keep watching to find out which 10 royal rules the Queen has broken for Meghan. No church weddings for divorced brides. Joining the royal family by marriage is a tough task. For the most part of history, royals would only marry other royals, however obscure or related they were. Nowadays, the rules to tie the knot with an actual prince or princess aren't as strict. Non-royal folk are now welcome to join the fold. As much as we'd want true love to be the motive behind a royal wedding, it's unfortunately not on the list. One pretty strict rule enforced by Queen Elizabeth was about divorcees. In the past, royals weren't allowed to marry divorcees at all. The Queen's own uncle abdicated the throne so he could marry an American divorcee, thus passing the crown on to her father. But the rule has since been relaxed, and now divorcees can marry royals. They just can't have the whole royal church wedding. The Queen was quite strict about this rule. When Prince Charles married Camilla Parker Bowles, they had a simple civil ceremony that the Queen didn't attend. Queen Elizabeth may have a previous marriage that ended in 2013, but her wedding to Prince Harry was anything but simple. The Queen had allowed Meghan and Harry to have a huge royal church wedding even though Meghan was a divorcee. No getting married in May. Caterers, flowers, the dress. There's a lot to think about when planning a wedding. But when planning a royal wedding, the list of things to stress over just gets longer. There are the media and photographers, and of course the high-profile guest list. You wouldn't think superstition would find its way into a royal wedding, right? Well, think again. Queen Elizabeth's great-grandmother Victoria strongly believed in the age-old superstition, marry in May, rue the day. Whether you've heard about it or not, this saying has been around for ages. The ancient Romans weren't fans of getting married in May for a number of reasons, the most plausible one being that May was the month they celebrated the dead. The Queen's sister, Princess Margaret, married in May and then eventually got divorced. Could the myth be true after all? The Queen seems to think that Meghan and Harry can overcome the superstition, and she allowed them to have a May wedding. Only British music allowed in the wedding ceremony. Meghan may be joining one of the most famous English families in the world, but she's not letting go of her American roots. There are still many things that Meghan does that show she's American at heart. For one, she still makes visits to the US because her mom lives there. She also went to New York recently and threw a baby shower, a pregnancy tradition that Brits don't practice. Meghan stays true to her identity as the first American princess, and it might be with the help of the Queen herself. Perhaps the Queen's breaking of the rules also allowed Meghan to feel more accepted and welcomed. When it comes to music at a British royal wedding, there's not much discussion. The orchestra pretty much does their job and plays the usual British music, but both Prince Harry and Meghan had some specific songs they wanted played during the ceremony. Meghan wanted some American songs, and the Queen gave the green light. Anyone want to bet that the next royal wedding will have some Beyoncé songs in it? Christmas with the royal family. Christmas for the Queen is kind of a big deal. During this holiday, it seems like the royal family is just like any other. They let the young children decorate the tree, though the Queen often checks in on it to make sure it fits her standards. They exchange gifts on Christmas Eve and even play a bit of football with the locals. On Christmas Day, the whole family goes to church for a Christmas morning service. Keep in mind that the royal family's Christmas celebration is strictly family only. Convention states that outsiders can only join in once they're married into the family. Kate Middleton didn't get an invite to this royal Christmas event until she was married to William in 2011, but the Queen made an exception for Meghan in 2017. She got to join in on the family celebrations even though she was only Harry's fiancée at the time. It seems the Queen's been rooting for the couple since day one. Coat of arms is given to the family of the bride. What do you get when you marry into the royal family? Besides a royal title and more money than you'll ever need, you'll also get your very own coat of arms. Meghan Markle's coat of arms was revealed in May 2018, and it depicts many symbols that go back to Meghan's American roots. The shield's background color is blue, representing the Pacific Ocean. It also has golden rays that symbolize California's sunshine. Below the coat are poppies, which is the state flower of California. Standing on the left of the coat is a lion, representing Prince Harry, while on the right is a songbird symbolizing Meghan. Traditionally, the coat of arms is bestowed upon the family of the bride. In Meghan's case, however, the coat was given only to her. Unlike Kate Middleton's emblem, which reflects both sides of her family, Meghan's is specific to her alone. The Queen must have seen how difficult their situation was and chosen to leave her family out. The bride's father gives her away. This next rule is a tradition that is practiced in many weddings, not just the royal ones. Many fathers dream of or dread the day they have to give their daughters away on their wedding day. Walking down the aisle with their daughter is often an emotional moment. It doesn't always have to be the bride's biological father, though. Giving the bride away often goes to the father of the bride, but it can also be done by a close relative or a father figure. Meghan had originally tasked her father Thomas to walk her down the aisle on her wedding day. But things started to get iffy just weeks before Meghan's big day. Thomas flip-flopped between going to the wedding and not going, citing heart problems and fear of embarrassing Meghan and the royals. In the span of 28 hours, Thomas had changed his mind thrice about going to the wedding. 2 days before the wedding, Meghan announced that her father would not be attending the ceremony. The Queen allowed her to break royal tradition, and Meghan walked up the steps of St. George's Chapel alone, before being walked down the aisle by Prince Charles. At least the Queen was ready with a backup father figure this time. Brides don't give speeches. It's common in American weddings for the best man, maid of honor, and the couple to give speeches. Sometimes even the parents get their time with the mic. In English weddings, this isn't the case. The royals follow this rule. The best man gives a speech, followed by the host of the wedding party. In the case of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's wedding, Prince Charles hosted the event. Occasionally, after the two men give their speeches, the groom will say a few words as a toast. The bride is let off the hook, which works for particularly shy royals who hate public speaking, but Meghan is anything but that. The Queen must have seen Meghan's vibrant personality and agreed that the newlywed should be given time to thank her guests. During the wedding reception, Meghan delivered an emotional speech. She expressed gratitude towards her mother and her new in-laws for their love and support. She also said that finding love again was worth the wait. Seeing as the love she found was in the form of Prince Harry, we couldn't agree more. No garlic. Is the Queen secretly a vampire, or does she just hate having bad breath? Either way, the food in any royal gathering must be super bland. The Queen absolutely hates garlic, so it's practically banned from the royal kitchens. Her disdain for garlic is so strong that she doesn't allow any other royal to eat it either. Apparently, when the Queen does come over for dinner, the protocol is to clean your room, bring out the fine china, and hide all the garlic. Despite the Queen banning a number of ingredients and dishes, the rest of the family still indulge in them from time to time. Prince Charles has been spotted out indulging in shellfish, which the Queen banned because of its higher risk of food poisoning. The key is to just keep it away from Queen Elizabeth, who prefers a diet of grilled or poached fish with a side of veggies. But the Queen lets her hatred for garlic die down when Meghan Markle's around. On the night Prince Harry proposed to Meghan, the pair were cooking up a roast chicken with a lot of garlic. Always cover your shoulders. For the royals, revealing clothing is just a no-no. The women in the royal family in particular are expected to dress modestly and appropriately. Strangely, the rule extends to not wearing skirts that are above the knee or baring legs without stockings. The Queen also prohibits the royal ladies from exposing their shoulders or cleavage. Apparently, Queen Liz isn't a huge fan of the cold shoulder. But when it comes to Meghan Markle, she's willing to break the rules for fashion. The Queen's birthday celebration, known as Trooping the Color, showcases a huge parade and various military spectacles. It's a huge deal to say the least. And all the other royals attend in their best attire to show respect for the Queen. But when Meghan showed up to her first ever Trooping the Color, she arrived in a stylish but off-the-shoulder gown by Carolina Herrera. It certainly was a beautiful dress, but the cut would not have passed the Queen's standards. Perhaps it was the fact Meghan was the one wearing it that made the Queen let it slide this time. Miss, not Ms. We must have lost our royal wedding invite in the mail, but that doesn't mean we didn't get a glimpse of it. Invitations to a royal wedding are exceedingly formal. As the host of the wedding, Prince Charles was the one responsible for inviting all the guests. Though he's not the most popular or well-liked royal, he's still a royal in every sense. The wedding invites have to follow strict royal protocol since they're practically royal documents. The wording and usage of titles have to be on point. There's no room for typos or colloquial speak here. Generally, the bride on a royal wedding invite is referred to as Miss So-and-so. Kate would be Miss Kate Middleton, or her invite, as the Miss is a title of a young, unmarried woman in the UK. But because Meghan was previously married, it wouldn't be appropriate to call her Miss. The Queen then allowed the invite to read Ms. Meghan Markle, a title that doesn't depend on marital status. Keep note of the missing dot after Ms. That's how they do it over in the UK. Those are just 10 of the rules the Queen didn't mind breaking for Meghan Markle. Why do you think she let these rules slide for Meghan? Let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with your favorite royals. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.